going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's time to do body work now, which is my favorite part. I don't know yet. Done it for 7 years. I don't know what I like to do on a race car yet. I think it's my favorite thing. I think the worst thing, me personally, the worst thing is either washing it or probably like fabrication work, which not a lot of people do because not a lot of people, a lot of people just buy their chassis from the company and, bolt everything on. But when I cut things and move things and put on new mounts, that kind of sucks. But I think the worst thing is washing it, and then mounting seats. That's one of the worst things too. But body work is close to the top. Probably the most fun thing for me. But so right now we're working on I'm gonna start with the left rear deck piece. I don't know, it's kind of simple. Just a couple folds and that's it. Big square. Or a big rectangle, my bad. I already got it marked out, but sometimes I need silence when I'm thinking about things because there's a bunch of different angles and bends, and so I had to turn the TV off while I was measuring it out. But all it is a bunch of measuring and cutting. That's about it. Oh, I didn't. Probably need the shears though. I really want a cordless one, but this will do for now. What I don't really like though is this one. I don't know how to explain it, but there's it takes out like a 1/4 inch of material, and eventually a 1/4 inch of material here and there, adds up. So there's one where it just, cuts it instead and doesn't take any material out. So I want one of those, but I'm not made of money, so this will do. And there's your 1/4 inch material. The cuts don't have to be exactly straight, just because it's going to get folded under anyways, and the sheet metal brake, that's what gets it all straight. So so there's that piece. So now the bends. So I like to use, I don't know, I like to use, sometimes I use this Weir's machine. Has pre-cut measurements like 1.25 inches, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch. You just stick your I can't even think, your Sharpie in this little hole. Well, let's say you want 1.25 inches, long, like whatever. There's a little lip right here. You butt that up to the edge of the aluminum, so the instrument cord will go down. You butt it up against the aluminum, put your pet or your marker in there, and you slide it along, rather than like what I just did is instead of marking out 1 inch on one end, another one on another end, and then using a straight edge, kind of just, I don't know. So it's nice when you're doing a lot of bends and stuff, but right now I'm not. So let's do 1 inch. So for the outer edge, I'm just going to do 1 inch. Really ain't much to it. I just got a clamp in there now. Pull this. Well, that's nice. Cut. Redo. I gotta bend partially the way. Whatever that meant. So I just need to go 90. Looks good enough to me. Nice and crisp. So now the inside piece, kind of got to figure out in my head how to do that. It's been a little while since I did it. Alright, got it all figured out, I hope. This one I gotta do 2 bends. That's it. Then to flatten this out, all I do is put it back in. Right on the edge. Clamp right back down on it. Well, that works. Now I lost all. Now I folded over my mark, so now I gotta just remark it. Alright. Go again. This one's a little tougher. Just because I'm bending two thicknesses. Good enough. So when I first started building bodies, all of my deck pieces, we would rivet from underneath because it looks smoother and cleaner. So we'd bend for the deck. We'd bend 290s so they butt up to each other, and then you just rivet them together. So when I first started, you know, we didn't really know too much. So all I did was bend it just to 1. Well, that obviously wasn't strong enough. So then we started bending one down like this, but then also a second layer right here, thought to stiffen it up. Well, it started ripping along this edge right here. So now what I started doing last year is we go down 1, back up 1, and then now there's a 1/2 inch lip right here. And then when I rivet my deck, I rivet to 2 layers if I can line it up right. So that helps stiffens it up a lot. I never knew about it just because I never seen anybody build any decks before until I thought about it. That's how I figured it out, but obviously that's how a lot of other people do it. So, but it works good. So now I kind of got to trim it up to fit on the car. All right, so I got it to fit. It's kind of, it was pretty easy, but so what I think I'm gonna do, so the deck is not, the rules kind of in a way contradict themselves. There's a new rule about how crooked the deck can be, or how crooked the deck with the motor. So in the rules it says the deck can be within 4 inches of the motor. So they run a laser off the valve cover, and at the front of the deck and the back of the deck here, there can be 4 inches. So, but it also says that the deck needs to be parallel with the chassis. Well, it kind of contradicts themselves there. So the deck is not on here very straight. So this cut right here was straight. So we're flush here, and there's about 1 inch over here. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna straighten it all out. Might be a pain, but I'm gonna leave this one crooked. But this panel here, I'm gonna cut it straight 90. So there's gonna be, a big gap back here that it overlays. But up there, there's only gonna be like 1 inch, 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna make everything line back up straight. I don't know. I've never done it like that before. I've always just had the deck on, like, use the aluminum. I always had the aluminum, just straight with the deck. But the only thing doing that is, so these bars right here, they're straight with the chassis. These are straight with the chassis, but this isn't. So when you leave the deck straight, like the aluminum straight with the deck, you get this overlap here. As you can see, you get the overlap, so then you got to use a lot more material than you really should be. So by straightening that back out, hopefully I can shorten up the pieces and not use as much material. So I'm gonna try and figure out, so this next piece, what I want to do, usually the last car I did, I put I had one flat piece here. I'm not gonna have a slip-in panel. There's just gonna be access panels to look through for the gas cap and the pull bar. The last car I did was one panel in between these 2 bars, and a 90 on this side and 90 on that side. But now this one, I'm gonna have it overlay here, but this side is gonna be a 90. So I'm gonna try and figure out how to do that now, but yeah, once I figure that out, I'll throw it up on a time lapse, and then you can watch me cut that one out and fit that one up.
got the center panels, the left one and the middle one done. Now, I think I'm gonna have two separate pieces for this side so I can have a crush panel. So now I gotta notch this one out. I'm not very good at notching, but that one over there turned out alright. It was a little big, but that's okay. It looks good. I don't really like notching stuff. I can never figure out a good way to do it. Figure out where it needs to be. But these notchers are very nice. They're nice and clean. Made by Weir's. They're a good sponsor. What are you doing? Oh. Weir's has sponsored me for about the past 4 years. 3, 4, something like that. They make the best parts in my opinion. But these notchers are getting a little worn out. I think I've done like 4 bodies, or no, probably 6 or 7 bodies with these notchers. And they're a little worn out. Sometimes you gotta give it help. Like right there. I wasn't gonna try and then it snapped off. But you do a little at a time and you're good. I think I screwed these ones up just because I take like a full bite, but now then it kind of screwed up the bite. I don't know. I tried taking it apart and fixing it before, but it didn't help. I'll just need a new one, new set eventually. The one sucky thing is these things get stuck, the little pieces get stuck in there. Do a little at a time and good to go. Usually I do this on the ground, but I'm trying to videotape this and it's a little hard. Alright, well I'll show you when it's done. Alright, so we got the deck all finished up. Skylar and I riveted it all in. So it's all good. This gap turned out not too bad. This one, they both look good from the back. But This one's a little wonk. It's not so bad. That one doesn't look too bad. I'm happy with it. But still looks decent. But this one, this breakaway piece. So the front of it is narrow up there and wider in the back. Just because the deck is on here a little wonky. Well, you can't really see it too much, but so the next thing is you can use some scrap pieces and get this side piece up in here. Maybe I can do something over there, but other than that, not really too much to do until I get some more aluminum. But so yeah, that was good to get the deck, half the deck done, and then do all that. So, but I think that's gonna be it for this video. So give it a like, comment, subscribe if you could. Then thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned to the next one.